I never get the freaking intro right.
We had technical difficulties. Our IT person, i.e. Pedro, isn't here.
He's not the
But
IT person, but
welcome
he's the
back,
one
Pen
that
Hut.
put it all together. Yeah. Hey, so what happened to you last week, man? Tell us about it.
No, I can't. Confidential, man.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
but it had to do with my stomach and me eating bad fish.
Oh man, that's gotta be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
So
had the same issue. Actually, it was going to be. Man, I was really looking forward to that show. I watched it. I've watched it a couple times already. Um, because I've been through the program. I still dive. I it's probably one of the best for me, at least. I consider it one of the best therapies out there. You get down in the water. It's just you and your dive buddy, but you can't hear your dive buddy, but you can only hear like the murmur of the water and your heartbeat and your
yeah,
breath that you're taking. It's
yeah,
I like it. It's relaxing,
yeah.
very calming. So
And he talked about all of that stuff, but you missed it. You missed it because
I did, dude. I
you had
did.
to eat that bad ceviche, bro.
Yeah. It had been in my fridge for like maybe 4 or 5 days. So I was like, it should be good.
Oh man. All
Yeah.
right. So let's get started with today's show. Salud to get started.
Salud.
Cheers. Cheers. Where's I have my camera.
Yeah. Today's show is because we just starting the month of September. So the month of September is Suicide Awareness, Suicide Prevention Month, and it's a big topic, man. So we didn't want to bring in somebody to talk about it before.
We talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it and our experience with it, and if any, or if you'd like, and maybe touch a little bit about. I know that you might have pulled up some numbers that 22 a day, unfortunately, may have increased due to COVID and the isolation that people have gone through. Veterans, especially when
Yeah.
when you're going through a lot of these things, it's depression, anxiety, and things like that, and feeling and the feelings of hopelessness. You you tend to look for people for support, and a lot of people crave that person to person interaction when it comes to support. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, COVID has taken that support system away for a lot of us, and it unfortunately increased those numbers. But I haven't been able to find them, mostly because I've been busy. But it is unfortunate, man.
Yeah. Unfortunately, um, the numbers have gone up 3 to 4 times what it used to be.
Shit.
Um, as far as the average, there's still not an average for this year, but definitely has gone up significantly. Even and we're not only talking about veterans committing suicide, also service members suicide has gone up significantly. The Army specifically has reported 30% spike from their previous um, numbers that they had in 2019. So it's a really big problem. Especially you have to think like just recently within the past few months. Back in, I believe it was April, February or April. I'm trying to remember where their they were actually released to go out of to like restaurants and like go to visit their families and all that stuff. So like last year was pretty much service members weren't allowed to go out at all. They weren't. And they were threatened with Article 15s, if
Yeah, that
just for going out to a restaurant or going out. So while the whole world opened up for us in October, right, somewhere around there.
that's one of the things I wanted to touch. So the difference between lockdown and the civilian side
Yeah.
is completely different when you're, especially on base. Lockdown on there is, uh,
Totally different.
yeah, it's like I don't want to equate it to like prison, but
Yeah.
it kind of is like you have somebody telling you not to get out, like
Your
forcing you to
time,
get.
you got to be back, or
Yeah, so you got curfew. I know that we had curfew, but no one's really telling you. They're not threatening you with arrest, which would be the extreme in the civilian sector. But when you're in the military, you are threatened with being reprimanded, being getting an Article 15, which either is loss of rank, loss of pay, you know. So yeah. Well, I wish I would have. Marissa is having an old fashioned, but I wish I would, if I can make it, I would. But it's just straight up whiskey. So, salud, Mar. And
salud, Marisa.
yeah, she just moved to Tennessee,
Mm,
out in yeah. So it's
that's
like,
out there.
yeah, the capital of whiskey.
Yeah, all right. Um, no, you know, and
It's like getting reprimanded for it.
yeah,
It isn't the same out here in the civilian sector. So it's
and it's not only reprimand. I wish it was reprimand. I mean, Article 15 is for the civilians out there listening to us. Article 15 is pretty much when you say you'll take something instead of going to court. So like uh, no contest, fine. Think about that. Where
yeah,
you're not really you're not gonna go to jail or anything, but you're just gonna pay your fine and call it a day. You're not pleading guilty, but you're not pleading that you're innocent. So when it comes to an Article 15, it's okay. We could court martial you under Article 92, right? Which is a plethora of different things that it could define, right? Adultery is in there. Disobeying a direct order is in there. Unbecoming of a non-commissioned officer is in there. That's also Article 93, I believe. But so pretty much instead of going to court for a court martial under the UCMJ, where you potentially could go to jail, you can accept a low, like a bargaining unit by your commander saying, "Hey, I'll just take an Article 15." Most they can do in Article 15 is reduction of grade and forfeiture of some pay. Not usually it's not all paid, but they will take some money from you from your paycheck, and then lock your ass down. Even worse, probably they'll probably
yeah,
give you like a 30-day restricting to base type
yeah.
of uh, of uh, just
Oh,
how you paying your your
yeah,
debt. But
they'll put you on CQ or something where it's
charge of quarters, yeah.
yeah, it's
So
quarters. So it's
yeah, so it's a little
or
bit different for them, you know. So like I work with a lot of active duty right now, and it sucked, you know, because these guys can't even go visit their family. They're literally confined to their own living spaces, right? So like even if you live downtown, you're confined to go to work, to your living quarters, and then you can go to the commissary or to go shopping for groceries, or go to a grocery store nearby if there's not a commissary nearby. But I mean, as far as like going into a restaurant and eating there, they can go pick up food. That's what they had restrictions. So I mean, you got to think like service members have been in lockdown for a year, and finally now they're still on restriction where they can't
yeah,
just socialize as much, but they're allowed to travel now, and they're allowed to visit family and actually go. And I'm not talking about visiting before. I'm not talking about visiting family in out of state. I'm talking about visiting family that lives down the street from you. They couldn't even do that.
just within
Yeah,
the immediate vicinity. Yeah,
yeah, they couldn't even do that. So for me, I would never talk about what I did outside of work when I went to work, because it's kind of messed up, oh, I went to this restaurant, I had this whatever I ate, and I couldn't say nothing like that to just recently when they were allowed. So I mean, suicide skyrocketed, man. And I mean, what else can you blame, dude? What else can you blame? I don't know.
Well, because of COVID, I guess it right now it's the current scapegoat. It's the current like, hey, I've been isolated. I've been alone. I felt more alone than I've ever felt before because I haven't been able to see friends, family,
Yeah,
just get out of my head and do something different. So now you're forced to actually be at home, be with your thoughts, be with with your emotions, and it sucks for a lot of us. And that's what's been driving a lot of these increases.
yeah,
But you can still also blame or attribute it to PTSD, TBI, anxiety, these things that were precursors
yeah.
to COVID. So
You know, so I want to talk about something that's just happening right now. And I hate to get political, but hey, it's an increase that's happening. So active duty have now been now they're mandated within the next 14 days to start the first series of the vaccine, right? And right now, as of currently, it's 50-50. So 50% of the military has actually received the vaccine, previously. And what's unfortunate is that they say that only the FDA approved one counts. So if they didn't get the FDA approved one, which is still under approved experimentally, right?
yeah,
They have to get that one. So the Pfizer is the one they have to get, right? So 50% of the military has pretty much opted out and said, nah, I don't want to get the vaccine for whatever reasons. And typically, if you remember when you were in service, when we were told, hey, you need to go get the anthrax, you went and got the anthrax. There's
dude, wait,
no,
wait, 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 wait. So they've actually given people choices whether they
yeah,
can
yeah,
want to get what the. So
yeah,
this I didn't know. One, because I remember on my first deployment to Afghanistan, you lined up. I didn't
yeah,
even know why we were lining up until somebody started pricking me on my shoulder, on both
yeah,
shoulders, because you get your anthrax, your cowpox,
yeah.
and a bunch of other ones but they didn't ask you whether you wanted to be vaccinated or not.
Nah, nah. And it was a different time. I mean, like I'm going to say it, back in the day, we didn't have the access to information that we do now. You didn't have Google. I mean, when we went in, what year did you go in?
2001.
Okay, so I went in 2000, early 2002, right? Um, and I don't remember ever having access to any of that information, right? So now you do. Now you have that access, right? So now you have service members that actually can read up on stuff and be like, I don't think you should be putting that into my body, right?
Dude, we didn't even have an option. They would monitor you when you were taking your
Yeah.
malaria pills. Remember those things?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were monitoring you, make sure that you were swallowing the malaria pills. That was
But
crazy.
but you have to think though. I mean, I'm getting really into the scientific side, and that's not my
Area of
specialty. That's not my area of expertise. But malaria pills were tested a long time before we started getting them. So and they are FDA approved, and the rest of the world is using malaria pills and have been using malaria pills for a long ass time,
yeah.
even though they do have side effects. And and this is what I'm trying to get to. All right, so get out of the political crap that's going on. And I just got the letter, because we got anthrax shots, some of us are struggling with joint pain and
Yeah.
a lot of fatigue in our early 30s and early 40s, where normally that's not the case. And it's not usually males that struggle with this type of symptoms are usually in their 50, 60 years old, right?
Yeah.
So they have gone back and did the research and found out that the anthrax shot was a major cause for joint and fatigue, joint pain and fatigue, right? And they've also found that the malaria pills have neurological issues that cause certain effects mentally. So the VA compensates you for getting that stuff. So if you have your full series of anthrax, all 6, and you got malaria pills, they usually compensate you for all your symptoms that you're going through from the side effects of that medication. So what I want to bring up is, look, 50% of you right now are struggling with the fact and stressing out, because I'm an employee of the government as myself, and some of us are stressing out about whether I have to get this vaccine or not to keep my job. If the government is making you take it and you are a service member, you will be compensated if there is a side effect. Now, for the rest of civilians that are taking it on their own will, I'm sorry to tell you, there's no compensation coming, because it specifically states on their stuff that you can't sue the government, because it's still an experimental FDA approved.
If you are a federal employee, you better become extremely religious.
So there is even as an active duty, religion is a opt out. If your religion doesn't believe, just think of like Jehovah's Witnesses that don't take blood transfusions. That's a religious thing, just like Mormons don't drink alcohol or drink coffee or anything that alters your state of mind. So at no point can the military force you to take something that alters your state of mind. It's the same thing. So if there's a religious reason that you can't take the COVID shot, that's your opt out.
This is in no way saying that TenHUD approves this method. No. Be honest. Have your values strong. Just putting the information that is already out there, putting it on this podcast. We're not saying go do this. That's not what we're doing.
Yeah. I want everybody to know, stop stressing. You signed up to serve to the fullest. You gave your body and soul, and you're gonna keep giving it. And we appreciate everything you're doing out there. If you're still active duty, reserve, or guard. But if you have side effects later on, don't worry about it. You'll be taken care of by the Department of Veteran Affairs, right? So I know that's not probably what a lot of you want to hear. It's probably not what the save all, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's better than nothing, because you got to think there's civilians that want to travel that are, and that's pleasure. I get it. But they have to get the vaccine, to go to certain countries now. And that's just how it is. I mean, one, you don't have a choice. The other one, you have a choice, and you decided to opt to take that choice, Just stick in there. I know it's stressful, and it but we always bounce back, We always bounce back. That's the big thing. Even when we're low.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I know that we might have digressed a little bit, but all of this is true, and then it's helpful, in particular in this month. It's because it's Suicide Awareness Month. All of these issues arise and cause stress, anxiety. For a lot of us, it's depression, and it's manifested in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the biggest things that has helped is having a really, really strong support system.
Yeah.
With friends, family, knowledge is certainly a support system. I found it to have helped. So keeping yourself informed is a way to cope and figure things out differently. So,
Yeah.
man, I know that like both of us have gone through some stuff, um, dealing with PTSD, depression, anxiety, and things like that. So, um, what was your biggest support system?
My cat and my dog, bro. No, my dog definitely, man. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, my kids definitely are a big support system. They in their own way. I I don't think I could have done or got to where I am right now if it wasn't for a multi-factor. You know, I can't say like one thing, you know, made it better or was the best support that I had, because I think if you allow it, and that's the big thing, that you allow it to happen, people will be there to help you out, you know.
Yeah,
um
reach out. So it's reach out is I don't want to say new program, but it's a program at the VA, and it's you can type reachout.va.gov, and it it'll take you to a page of resources. But basically, there that goal is to let people know to reach out, create different support systems, different pillars in your life, that if you feel like one isn't being strong enough, or one is feeling weaker than the other, where say that you're in a relationship and you consider this particular relationship your support system and your pillar, but that's the only one that you have, and this relationship happens to be in a rocky stage,
mhm.
uh, you'll feel like you're alone. You'll feel that depression come back. You'll feel that anxiety, because if this is rocky, where else am I going to turn to? So you have to start creating these other support systems, these other things, where it's either a hobby, it's either your family, your friends, a relationship, a your work, your whatever it is. Start creating different types of pillars to sustain that structure that you're trying to create, which is your life. So that
Yeah.
if one starts feeling weaker, your relationship in this case, you still have a family, friends, work, you still have all of these other things that are holding up what you're
Yeah.
calling your structure of life. So
And I know you've noticed it, that sometimes I'll isolate. I'll start isolating, where
yeah,
I'll disappear. Like, you won't hear from me, you won't see me. It's just I'm gone. Uh, it's not something good to do, and it takes usually, and that's where the support system, that you need to know who your support system is, because that's usually when Jose will shoot me a quick text and be like, "Hey, bro, I haven't heard from you. You doing good?"
yeah. Dude,
And
we
this
had
is
a
a quick
podcast.
check-in. Quick
Yeah,
check-in.
we had a podcast about it. A fucking radio check. Hey, haven't heard from you in a while. What's going on? Hey, are you feeling all right? You know, and it's the same thing. Y'all do it all the time too. Pedro, you, and that's it.
uh, and I think you have different people that do different, to have
Yeah,
different functions. You know, like I said, you know, my kids, my dogs, you guys, you know, my family. You all play a different role in my pillars, right? So that keep me up, or keep me balanced in a way, you know.
yeah,
I know I have different people that if I feel uh, like I'm out of alignment spiritually, then I need to contact the people that um, can help me with that stuff, you know. If I just need comfort, or like something there, then I have my animals, you know, my kids. They spark up all kinds of anger in me. Nah, all kinds of anger and happiness, you know, that gets me thinking, hey, they really need me to be there.
Yeah.
I'm not being there enough, and they're
Actually,
doing things that
that
happen. You know.
that's actually a good support system. And a lot of people might not think that it could be,
Mhm.
but having somebody that you feel that you're supporting, having a group of people, or having people that you feel or you think that you're their pillar, their
Yeah.
support system, that helps, because then you feel wanted, you feel needed, you feel, it makes you feel different,
Yeah.
and it actually does create a different pillar in your life. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it depends. You know. I mean, who it is, and if I want to just relax and shoot the poop, I I hit up my dad. He's like, he doesn't want to do much. He just wants to just chill and maybe watch a movie and drink a beer or something like that. So that's fine. That's okay. That works for some occasions.
Yeah.
Uh, it all depends. If I want to talk politics, I'll talk. Call my politician friends. If I want to talk science, I'll call my MD friends, and my
Yeah.
bio med friends, that know all that stuff, and talk and discuss certain things, and like bring up issues that are coming up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's you just gotta find people, I think sometimes we just go into the shell, and it's that's where we mess up, especially as veterans,
Yeah, we
definitely
isolate, and we push people
away.
away, and it doesn't help.
No.
But for those of you that are watching, if civilian or veteran, military alike, I know that it's difficult when you feel that you're in a dark place, that, oh, I can't socialize, I can't make these particular connections, or strengthen these particular pillars.
Yeah.
But something that I learned the hard way in the military was intestinal fortitude. It takes a lot of guts to actually force yourself to make these connections, and make these pillars, as we've been talking about, stronger.
Yeah.
Um, and because I know that y'all are vets, and you've been through some shit, I know that you can do it. I know that you can pull through. I know that you just gotta. I know this is gonna sound cheesy, but you gotta believe in yourself, man.
Uh,
Because I've been to dark places too, man.
and the crazy thing is that even if you feel like you're not believing in yourself, just remember, look, you've been through some rough shit, like you just said, right, Jose? Um, think about the worst place or worst thing you've had to do and how you overcame it, you know, and
Yeah,
then you're here. So stay here, ask for help. Somebody will be there to help you out. Trust me. If you ask for it, they'll be there. If not, look, call the Veterans Crisis Line. I put the number down there, and some random dude or female will answer the phone, and you can just have a chat. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go into your VA record. If you're a service member, it doesn't go to your duty station. It doesn't go to your commander. It goes nowhere. It literally is a person that can help you out. If they deem that you need more help, then they'll ask you if you want somebody to go to you now. But if you just want to talk to somebody, you know, back in the day we had the party line. I don't know what happened with that.
yeah.
You know, this is like the new party line.
The new
You can,
party line.
yeah,
Hey,
you can call, just talk to somebody.
before, because I know that we're almost out of time, but before we go, I do want to talk a little bit about the signs
Yeah.
for both civilians, friends, family, veterans. If you have other veteran friend, military friend, everybody. And the first sign that I think that it's the most important for me, the most important, if you have some inclination that somebody that you love, you care about, is leaning towards hurting themselves, or is leaning towards the dark side, call somebody. Let somebody know. Even if you have the slightest inclination, and then they get mad at you later for, hey, why did you have to tell them my problems? Like, it doesn't matter, because in the long run, you'll be grateful that you saved someone's life.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest sign. There's other signs if somebody's isolated, and if somebody's actually talking about hurting
Committing
themselves or
suicide.
not. Yeah, but the biggest one is if you have any feeling that somebody's leaning towards that direction, just just talk to someone.
I mean, there's different, and I hate to say it, there's different ways that people want to go, of course, the suicidal way that's commonly heard, of course, is somebody's found, that they committed suicide. This is really hard to talk about, but in the extreme way is, of course, taking some people with you, and that's the things that we need to watch out for. Both, they're equally, not a way to go out. It's definitely not a way to go out. But things that, like you said, Jose, talking about wanting to kill yourself, looking for ways to kill themselves, like asking the question, hey, what would be an easy way to go out? Or like, would it be nice to take out all these people and just go out with a bang or something like that? That stuff like that,
or even the more subtle ones where it's you're getting rid of stuff, you're no longer making plans. You feel like somebody that you care about is no longer making plans. They're getting rid of things. Look for these little subtle signs, and if you have any feeling about it that makes you feel that it's questionable, and talk to somebody. So I agree, man.
Somebody's talking about being trapped, or feeling isolated, or it's a combination of things. Of course, don't just because somebody says, "Hey, I feel isolated." We were just talking about that. I just told you, that doesn't mean that I'm leaning towards that side, right? But I am. If somebody was to ask me that, it's okay for me to answer. You know what I do, man? I feel like that. Or maybe I say I don't, But when it's brought up to a person, you'd be surprised how a person will open up, Hey, man, I'm noticing a lot of that you're having mood swings, you're not sleeping, or you're sleeping way too much, or feeling withdrawal, feeling, like you said, isolated, showing rage, or like just aggravated at something for no reason, mood swings, stuff like that, a combination of things. It's okay to ask. Don't feel wrong. You'd be surprised how many times people that were thinking about committing suicide, and I mean, I could look up articles right now, you could Google, and there's people that have said, you know what, if it wasn't for that one person that walked by me to say good morning, that one day, I would have jumped off the bridge. You hear those stories all the time, or I that was it. I was gonna go home and just hang myself or something, And it's a lot, man. It's
and it's a huge topic, man. And I know that we could talk about it forever, but I would like to bring either a mental health professional to talk about ways to help, or other things, and we will in other podcasts. So it is a huge topic, and I hope that everyone comes back and stays tuned, because it is, I consider this a month of learning of suicide prevention, because it is a huge topic, and we do have to reduce those numbers, whether it be on the civilian side or on the
active duty side.
Active duty military veteran side, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen.
No. And holidays are coming up, man. Quick. It's already September, bro. Labor Day's the beginning of it, so we got the holiday this weekend. Hey, you know what? Moving on to the next topic is the Labor Day weekend. I want everybody to have a beer and say, hey, give it up for Tin Hut, and the boys. Don't take that into a different contest, because I know like the boys.
No, these boys.
These boys, Pedro included. Labor Day's coming up. Have a beer for us. Enjoy the family. Get together with the family. Don't waste a day on something else. Make sure you spend quality time with somebody. Go for a hike or cook out a barbecue or whatever.
Yeah, enjoy the 3-day weekend, man. It's a 3-day weekend for a lot of us. So
a lot of us. And those that don't have a 3-day weekend, I mean, be grateful you're getting that triple pay. Premium pay.
Exactly.
That premium pay for Monday. Normally you would be working it for regular pay. So, all right. I don't know what else you got, Jose.
No, I'm good for now.
What's that number again?
Yeah, it's a huge topic, and we want to touch on it a little bit more. We are not clinicians. We are not psychiatrists. We do not. I mean, I'll listen to you if you want to call me. You want to email me, info@tinhut.org. I'll be more than happy to talk to you, but I am not a clinician. I cannot diagnose nor assess any current situation. I'm just a great listener, although my wife would tell you that I'm not.
Horrible listener. Yeah. I'm a good listener, and everybody likes to come talk to me, bro. So you can hit me up anytime. You know that. You know that.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah. All right. Till next time, everybody. Thank you for watching our show. We're getting up there. The subscriptions have gone up a lot, and we greatly appreciate that. Keep telling your friends.
Subscribe.
Keep telling your friends to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Till next time. Thank you.